exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream. Chance I get, you can't change nothing if you don't do that. I pay my taxes even when it hurts. Sometimes I think though it's just getting worse.
How y'all doing, baby? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I ain't seen y'all since Friday, baby. It's been a long weekend. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had a marvelous weekend. I took Sunday off there for two reasons there. One, I wanted to watch the ball game, and two was to recuperate from Saturday. And so both of them worked out just fine. And I'm tickled to death to get back on the air. Anyway, I hope y'all are doing fine. BW was the first one to jump in, followed by Jeff Curry. The remixtress is with us, as is the Feral Female Society. Randy Peterson's all the way from Montana. Woo, pig, buddy. Michael Johnson's in the room. Gary Spring all the way from Canada. Mark Perkins is with us. Richard Phillips. Donald Ware. Oh, where'd my mouse go? It's always something. Buddy Davis, my brother. Thank you for being here. If y'all have not found out who Buddy Davis is, shame on y'all. Google his name and go listen to some really great music. Our resident archaeologist, John Herron. Howdy-ho, neighbor. Thank you for being here. Nancy Halverson is here. Gary Spring all the way from Canada. BW is here. Elena Jars, Michael Falbister, and Debbie Marie. Jeff Curry. S. Warren all the way from Georgia. Dennis Utenreiner, how you doing, brother? Glad to see you in there. Martha Oliveira is here. Tina Riley. Sister Funkenstein is here. Patty Stetner. Thank you for being here, darling. We appreciate it. I don't think I've seen that name. Anyway, let me jump down here or I'll... Linda Taylor Gallup is here. Wendy Einstein. Thank you, Wendy. Anyway, Dave C. and George Murray. Thank you. Sandy Smith is here. Cassie Hicks, John Down. I missed a bunch of them. Dave C.'s here. Anyway, it is Tuesday and it's time to get on with the business, baby. I'm sorry I did not make it here on Sunday. I did. I took off to watch the ball game. And it was a hell of a game to watch. I enjoyed the shit out of it because I didn't have a dog in the fight. So let's see who wins. And it was indeed a fantastic game to watch. So especially near the ending, I enjoyed the hell out of it. On the second note, I was recuperating from Saturday. We did a show on Friday, live show on Friday, Beer Bud Friday. Then I went right into Robin Kincaid's show, did Robin's show there for a while, and got off of there, and went to relax for the evening, and snacked on a little tuna fish that was in the refrigerator there, and some crackers, and then later on that night I woke up not in good shape, feeling pretty ill. Anyway, we
You're muted on Discord. You gotta unmute on Discord.
Oh Lord.
So Travis is calling that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Travis. And you all didn't miss a damn thing, by the way. I'm sorry. I was just informed Tyler come to let me know that Travis sent a message up here that I was still muted on Discord, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I got rather ill, and Saturday morning we were determined to get down to go see Beto O'Rourke, who had come into Corpus Christi for a campaign stop, and we were determined to get there. I was not feeling well, but let me see. I don't know if Travis is in there. Anyway, we headed out to go see Beto. It was a beautiful day down there, and a cold front had moved in, but it was a nice day. And we walked up there, and I told Travis. Travis asked me, well, "Do you want to do an opening?" And right there, I'm telling him, "No, we'll do one later. I'm not feeling good." Anyway, right there, that's me talking to Eric Olguin. There's Beto O'Rourke coming in. It was a nice turnout. He gave a fantastic speech, none of which we could catch on audio. We had some bad trouble getting some audio in that corner. Then afterwards, when the speech ended, when Beto O'Rourke quit talking, I could not get out of the room fast enough. I thought for sure I was going to make a mess somewhere in that room, and I would be embarrassed as hell. So I wanted to get out of there as quick as we could. So we did make it to the event. I listened to a great speech by a great man. It was an inspiring speech, and it continues to inspire me every time I go to see him. But yeah, yep. Wasn't a great day for the way I was feeling, and it really messed up the whole thing. Because by the time the speech was over, I could think of nothing else but to get out and get in the air and move away from any people. So it didn't turn out as great as we had hoped to, but we were there, and it was a great speech. And running into David Collins and Eric Olguin was a nice little side pit. Anyway, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but we made it anyway, and that's what's important, I guess. I was really disappointed though that by the time we left, I told him I didn't even sit in front of that sign, make my opening or nothing. Just get me home so I can lay on the couch. Anyway, that's the way my Saturday went, and then I went right into Sunday for the ball game, and everything worked out well. But anyway, that's what happened on my trip to Beto, and I apologize for the lack of sound and any commentary at all from me. The only commentary you would have heard from me wouldn't have sounded any good. Anyway, what's going on in news? Well, I guess Donnie's got a few problems cooking here. Like he ain't got enough, and surely I don't think he does. But his accounting firm, Mazars, has come out and said they don't want to represent him anymore. In the last 10 years, the documents from us you can't trust because he lied to us. And that is setting up a nice little situation where, he's going to have to be called in to testify sooner or later, him and his little kids are. And so, yeah, not looking good. And then I hear that Rudy Giuliani is thinking about testifying in front of the January 6th committee and cooperating. This I have to see. I'm not going to believe it until I do see it. But yeah, I want to see that old boy under oath, and let's see what he has to say. Anyway, let's shift it up and see who's in the audience here, who might want to come in and, let's see here. Let's see if Aussie Dave, I see he's in the room. We're always glad to see him back. Aussie, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you.
How are you doing?
Pissed off.
Pissed off? Again?
Yeah. Yeah, the news over here, mate, is just pushing this. Trump's on TV saying, well, Hillary Clinton spied on me, and Hillary Clinton spied on this. And all of a sudden, Russian TV's got this headline running on Russian TV, we were right. We knew it was happening. We knew she was spied. So what the fuck? That was 5 years ago. If it did happen, it didn't affect the election. It doesn't affect what he's doing now and what he has been doing. What are you throwing this shit up for? You got nothing else, and it pisses me off. And people listen to it and think, oh, he was spied on.
Some people do.
He must be a victim. He must be.
He has to be the victim all the time. I found it hilarious that all of a sudden Hillary Clinton's back in the news again. I just, they don't have anything else, David. They don't. They have nothing on issues. The only thing they have to run on is hate the Democrats, and the Democrats are Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, all the George Soros. It's a baby eaters, and all this shit. It's fanatical on that side.
Yes, they cannot tell a word of the truth.
No.
They've got nothing in the way of the truth. They've never had a policy. They've never ever come up with an explanation for any accusation.
No.
Most people come up with explanations. This is the reason this happened. This is why I done this, or this is why you perceive this has happened. No, nothing. No. Nothing. Just accusations.
Even that girl at the Olympics is saying, "Well, I mixed up my grandpa's medication." At least she's got some kind of. Anyway, let me see. Sandy Smith said he has nobody to do his taxes this year. That's true, baby. He's going to bind.
I don't believe that.
Somebody's going to step up, I'm sure. But whoever it is going to be a fly-by-night shady character to do anything with his taxes. I wouldn't touch his taxes with a 10-foot pole. Get that shit out of here. It's nothing but a hassle. It's trouble.
5 years of money raising and he's got no money? I don't think so. There's been money stashed on the side somewhere. He's a Trump. They don't go without.
Yeah. Well, they may not. They use your money. That's what the Trumps have always done. They use other people's money. They don't have any money. Any money they have is tied up in banks. What I want to see is some of these banks going, oh, wait a minute, we loaned you a whole lot of millions of money here to based on these what we now know to be false documents, and we want our money back now. Let's go. Step it up, baby.
That's obvious. But I'm excited by the news that a Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter was on a couple of TV shows saying that he will be indicted. He knows it for a fact. I'm sure other people in the audience know who I'm talking about. I only seen it this morning, briefly. But this Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter says Donald Trump is going to be arrested on racketing charges. So that is going to come, apparently, guaranteed. It's currently on YouTube, and a few channels are running with it. But this guy, I've seen his face around. I can't remember his name, but he is reliable. And he is stating that this is going to happen. He has it from the dog's mouth. So let's see.
Yeah, let's wait and see. Dave, let's welcome.
Wait and see.
Let's welcome Ginger into the room. Ginger, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Hi, John. How you doing down there?
I am doing fine, dear. It's the first time I've seen this name pop up.
Well,
is this your first time in?
Huh?
This is your first time on the show, right?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
And I also run Ginger's rant show.
Oh, okay. Thank you for the association now. Remind everybody where you are.
From Lakewood, Washington.
There you go.
Which is South Tacoma, if anybody knows Washington State area.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, baby.
The reason is this. I had to switch out my desktop towers.
Right.
And the desktop wasn't working on my other tower. So it's working on my new tower.
Outstanding. There you go. Fix your own computers there. That's always handy.
I'm sorry?
You're fixing your own computers. That's always handy. I have a son. I call my son.
Well, good thing I had this backup, or I'd be in trouble. So.
Well.
Whereabouts you from, Ginger? Where are you located, Ginger?
What did you say, Aussie Dave?
Whereabouts are you located?
I'm on the western Washington area.
Okay.
United States.
Up on the west coast.
About 20 miles south of Tacoma.
Oh, that's beautiful country up in there.
It is.
Yeah.
And what's your local feeling in your local area about what's going on with Trump and the crap?
Trump is such a he's a dimwit.
Thank you. That's what I wrote in the
welcome.
title. Yeah.
Are you on your own with those thoughts in your area, or do you have a lot of support for the
I'm sorry?
Democrats?
Does
your area support Democrats or Republicans?
Are they predominantly Republican or Democrat in your area?
Yeah. Washington State, we're predominantly Democrat.
Democrat, yes. It's a blue state, but even a lot of, California's a blue state, but they got some weirdos over there that, Lord have mercy.
The last time we had a Republican governor was back in the middle 1970s.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Barry Goldwater days back in them days. Dog it, I just had a thought and it just dashed through my head and ran out the other ear. I was going to ask you something, and I forgot what it was. It's that kind of day. Anyway,
Well,
I am.
actually, just before you started the show, I was on my computer, which is a guaranteed not to get knocked off thing. Because when I'm on my phone on Discord, I get knocked off every now and then. Just as you started your intro music, we lost power. And I got a message from the power company saying the power will be out for the next 8 hours. So if I get knocked off, it's because I'm on my phone.
You're on the phone. Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
And you've lost power.
We lost power just as you started doing the intro.
Boy,
and it was a
great timing.
Perfect timing. Yeah. How's your power going in Texas? Have you
it stayed on. No, it got cold here for a few days. Dropped down into the 20s and stuff, but we never lost power. I was ready for it to. I was prepared this time, but no, it stayed on. But I'm no savvy the cold amazing? Down in the 20s. No. Isn't
it amazing? America, one of the world's leading country, yet it struggles to keep power supply going to its people. Unbelievable.
What? I'm sorry.
Your power supply to the people is
our
so
grid is antiquated. It really is. We are long overdue for a big infrastructure upgrade into our electrical grid, and that's where we're vulnerable. It's been shown before that enemies can shut down a power grid easily, and if they start shutting down power somewhere, then you got problems. You can't communicate. There's all sorts of issues, and that's part of what they think Russia was going to do in Ukraine before they invaded, was to cut the power and do some cyber attacks and whatnot and screw up the society before they came in. And we're all sitting here waiting to see if that's going to happen. We're getting mixed messages. He moved some troops closer to some helicopters into the Crimea, and then he said he's pulling some troops out and sending them back home. So half a dozen one hand, six in the other. We still don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
But it
kind of reminds me back. I grew up in the 60s and 70s and 80s and everything. And with the Iron Curtain, I remember that very well.
Oh, very much.
And, I hate the idea of living under the threat of an atomic bomb dropping. Because I remember the drills so well in school.
When we were young, it was a very real thing. It was a very distinct possibility.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, where I lived, I grew up in a town called, it's South Hill, Puyallup, and our schools were not all that far from Joint Base Lewis McChord. It used to be called McChord Air Force Base, and
also known as a target.
Lewis Army Base, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're like, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was very, very worried about it too. And he was a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force. And
so he knew.
Yeah.
Yes, my father was in the Navy at the time. And I distinctly, what I remember most than anything in my life was during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody was on pins and needles, thought we were going to go to war any day with Russia, and here we go. And we were lucky that we stood by our president. We put a blockade around Cuba and told Khrushchev, get your ass out. And he did. I wish it was so easy nowadays. Let me catch up here, but when I come back,
sure.
Let me send out a few thank yous to Diana Mallory, who came in with a $10 donation and said, I want to know why search warrants have not been issued for all of Trump properties. Well, there's a damn good question, and why hasn't an arrest warrant be issued anyway? Diana Mallory, bequeath her the gong. Thank you very much, my dear. And Suzanne Jarrett, lovely Suzanne, came in with a $5 donation and said, even if he tried to flush the evidence. Isn't there a digital footprint of the printout? Somewhere there is. Suzanne, thank you very much, darling, and always happy to see you there. What's up?
Hey, no, just
What did I do?
No, it's not.
What'd I do? I
I'm
did
not
something.
in here, am I?
You're not in here, no. It's a figment of my imagination.
Well, because I'm in here, but I can't hear you. So I just didn't know if the internet was having trouble or. Oh, I don't know. I'm right here next to Mark Perkins. I can tell you that much.
You're in the room, but you're not showing up.
I'm not hearing y'all, but I'm not showing up here. So.
You were a minute ago.
Was I?
Yeah, you were down there a minute ago.
Yeah, you were down there with me, man. I got
Yeah.
Figure that out.
All your days backing me up, man. All your days saying the same thing,
Yeah.
man.
I seen you there, mate.
Hello, Cat Daddy. Nina Gonzo, thank you for being here. Mark Perkins. What?
Wait.
What now? What I do now?
No, I just figured because I got to restart my computer anyway. No, where's the chat?
Over here.
Got Adina Michael, Mark Perkins, Miss Nomad's in the chat.
Miss Nomad's there. How you doing, Miss Nomad?
Donna Bonacosi.
Donna. I talked to her the other day.
So you
on
get
the
the
phone.
Facebook chat. I don't get the Facebook chat.
You don't get
downstairs.
Facebook?
No, I don't.
Why
No, I
not?
don't.
Dex has got a hand up in the audience.
Good chat tonight.
Let me get Ardessa in here. Yes.
Yes.
Let me see if I can get Ardessa in. She wants to come in.
All right. I'm gonna try to get back on.
Anybody
here
who
and
wants to come in and talk. Huh? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure out what's going on because
All right.
I'm in there, but I can't hear shit.
All right. Figure it out. Hey,
You got me.
Hello, Adessa.
maybe you have to leave and come back in. I'm
No,
just
I
Hey,
tried that.
How you
Okay.
going, buddy?
Start my computer, but I don't want
Doing okay. How you doing?
Hello, Ardessa.
fine.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I was talking to Travis there momentarily. Evidently, he's in the room, but he can't hear us.
Oh, I can hear him.
Technical issues. We'll work it
yeah.
out.
Oh, fun now.
So, how's Dan?
Oh, I just found out he's starting a new therapy tomorrow
Good.
called
Good.
functional therapy.
Functional
so we'll
therapy.
see how that goes. Yeah.
Hey, everybody wants to be functional. You know.
Yeah, it sounded
So-
like it's a good name anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like a program.
Now, if they can do it, that'll be great.
Allison McMahon. What's this about San Diego Naval? Didn't hear about San Diego Naval Station. Just have a habit of saying there. I don't know of anything that happened at San Diego.
Hope not.
Naval. Huh?
I hope nothing's happened
No,
there because that's
nothing.
where they got
That's
bombs
a
and
big
stuff.
naval,
And
they got big naval station there. My fondest memories as a kid, my dad was stationed in San Diego. We was in Long Beach and then went down to San Diego. And yeah, I grew up around all those ships down there. North Island Naval Air Station near San Diego was closed for hours Tuesday after a motorist was found with bomb-making materials. Wonderful.
no.
Thank you, Miss Nomad. No, I haven't heard about that. Yeah, that's what we need. A
Yet
motorist
another
was
one.
found with bomb-making materials. Yep.
At least they're found.
Yeah, at least they were found. Thank goodness. Don't know what their plan was, but evidently it wasn't a good one. So anytime bomb making is involved, no, it's not a good story.
well,
Yeah.
either the police were on the ball or they knew about this through some
They may- yeah.
CIA investigation.
They
and
may have had a tip-off.
at least they're on the ball. At least they're on the ball. I just want to go back to Putin. I think this Putin thing was all started to benefit Donnie and to discredit Biden. I feel a lot of it is being done to make Biden look bad. And there'll be a lot of international idiots like from Chi and that are going to try and make Biden look bad because they want the Trumpism.
Oh, yeah.
So I just hope the American people see above it and realise that this is Putin. You know, and I'm just going to give you a head fuck, and he's doing it. He's messing with your heads.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Aussie.
Good.
It's telling us a lot. There's a news story that just popped up once about the Zero Hedge. Zero Hedge. Anybody heard of that? I don't know
No.
what it is. Evidently, it's a Twitter handle, and it's a conservative Twitter. A little article just popped up in front of me that said conservative. Let me see, what does it say here? U.S. accuses financial website of spreading Russian propaganda. And that's what brought my attention to it was Russian because that's what I swear you would think that's what Fox News is doing, as much as they've taken Russia's side on this whole damn thing. You know, the Republicans lean heavy. They're all too willing to get in bed with Russia and become buddy. You know, it's sad. It really is.
You know, John, what was it, last week? There was a house that was being sold. It's in the town of Yelm, which is east of me here.
Mm-hmm.
They found, when they went through the home and everything, they found leftover grenades, some bombs, some World War II stuff left over in the basement.
Oh.
Really?
And a lot of it was live and inert. In other words, it was dangerous to remove it. So they had called out the state bomb squad to remove it.
Really? Boy,
That's interesting.
Dangerous stuff. Old ammunition can really,
That's
be
that's just
unstable.
political discourse.
Yeah.
Evidently, we're having some trouble on YouTube. We're buffering a lot, it says, and I look over at my screen over here, and I'm seeing a red flashing light there, which means I'm not getting much of a signal out. So I apologize for if we're not coming in very well tonight. Anyway, my goodness. Let me thank John Dieter for coming in and with a $10 donation and said somebody has to keep Trump off that paper pooper. I swear it's pretty desperate times over there for Donnie. I do, this, what was it? It's this, with the news of Mazars coming out and saying they don't want anything to do with Donnie anymore, they're not going to represent him, and don't listen to any of the last 10 years of bullshit we told you because it's all bullshit. And you throw in Rudy Giuliani thinking about going, talking to the January 6th committee. Things are not looking good for Donnie on the grand scheme of things. And I think, and because we've been saying this for quite a while, this is going to be a showdown between the Conservative Party and the Trumpers, the maggots. And I don't think the maggots are going to win out. Donnie is he's death by 1,000 cuts. Isn't that what they say? And that's what it's going to be. We're not even into public hearings yet on the January 6th committee. And every day it's more and more shit that he has to deal with. And now with this tax company tossing him out the door.
Oh, yeah.
He's got problems.
He's in big duty.
Yeah.
What is happening with the public broadcasts of the January 6th Commission? Is that happening still or what?
They have not happened yet. I'm waiting on them. I think everybody's waiting with bated breath for them. They were supposed to be in February. This is February, baby. This is halfway over. Let's go. Let's hustle. That's what I want to see. I have not heard of a definitive date yet, though. And, that bothers me. Let's go. I'm ready to rock and roll. We're getting all the way into 22 here. It's February, March, April. It'll slide by fast. And I want
Is that down to the commission, or is that down to the TV stations who want to pick it up?
No, it's up to the commission. It's up to the commission when they're going to do it. I guarantee
Fox won't.
Fox may not cover it.
No, they won't.
They might have a special on, I don't know, Daisies that day or something. I have no idea. Probably Hillary Clinton. They'll probably do a special on Hillary Clinton that day.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But that's what I think all of us are waiting on. Is the public hearings. I want to hear the evidence. I want to hear the testimony that you're hearing. Because if we're just getting little leaks, and I'm enticed by that. I really do. By the time.
Well, I think the little bits of information are worse than the full story, because what happens is when you get little bits of information, you fill in the gaps yourself.
Sure.
And sometimes that is not a healthy thing.
No, it's not. You're filling in the gaps with what you think, and we all think a little something different. No, that's why I want to see the open public testimony. I want to see who's going to testify in public, who they're going to call. That's I'm thinking back to Watergate. That's what it was. It was the public hearings in Watergate. That's what forced Nixon's hand. That's what forced the Republicans to go to Nixon and say, you got to go, baby. You know, we're going to have to impeach your ass. We're going to have to convict your ass because the evidence is that strong. You know, now in today's atmosphere, we don't have a Republican Party that is that honest, though. You know, they know what he did. They know he's a thief, he's a crook, he's everything that we expect him to be found guilty of.
Too far invested.
Yes.
They've got so much invested now they can't back down.
Yes. And they're, you know, how much are they willing to fall on their sword for him? That's the question. Just how much are you willing to degrade your integrity, your morality, your religion, everything?
And your reputation.
Your reputation, everything. Putting it all on the line for somebody that you know is a crook and a liar. You know, it's so obvious. It just, the people that he has at his feet, they have to be just the bottom of the barrel of the racist, the bigoted assholes, and you're not going to change their mind. You're never going to get one of these diehard maggots to say anything nice about Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, or anybody. They're going to praise Trump for the rest of their days, and that's it. You can't do nothing with them. But we've always had this kind of people.
Bill Joins will have some information on that stuff, I'm sure.
Oh, I
He's got
see.
his hand up
I
in the room.
see him. He just popped down there. Let me find out where.
Yeah, I reckon he's got some info.
Bill did. He wrote an op-ed. We had spoke on the phone the other day. He was going to come in, but I didn't see him down there until just now. Let's see if we can get him up there. There he is.
He probably started.
Hello, Bill.
How you doing, guys? Good to see you.
Good to see you too,
Hello.
brother. How you been?
I've done well. I talked to you a couple times on the phone, but I haven't been on the live show since Christmas. I apologize. I've been a busy fella. I sent you
What are
a
you doing?
last week on I think it was Thursday. I tried getting on Discord. I couldn't, and I texted to Travis that I had something for you, and he said to send it to your Discord account, Blue Dot Texas. So I don't know if you checked it, but I sent you
I'm notorious for not checking.
Okay. Well, check your thing.
I will.
Thursday evening, I sent you a website for Super Blue.
For who?
And for a Super Blue for U.S. Senate.
Okay.
And, I could talk her a little bit now, real quick, but long story short, early last year, I believe in May, is when I joined Jeff Jackson's campaign. Over the summer, we did 100 town halls in all the counties and states. And then in December, Sarah Beasley announced she was going to run, and they got together, and Jeff decided to pull out of the race and join her. So I am now on a second committee.
Outstanding, Bill. Cranking it, brother.
We have a Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate, and we're going to take Richard Percy. We're going to get our second only Democratic senator since 1889. So,
yeah.
Her name is Sarah Beasley. And when you check her, I send it to your website. So
I will.
If you get it, let me know. And if you don't get it, let me know, because I'll send you a link to it.
I will. I'll let you know whether I got it one way or the other.
You can look her up very easy at gerrymandering.com. It's BASBESLEY. Sarah Beasley. She retired in December and decided to run for Senate. And she is a retired judge. She's been on the bench. She's been on the bench for 27 years. She was appointed to the North Carolina Supreme Court in 2014.
Got some credentials behind.
And she became Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court in 2018. She is a very progressive Democrat, which is good news, because the other guy we added was, he was good, but he was moderate to moderate, I would say, moderate plus, not quite progressive, but pretty much on board. She is what I call the black female version of Bernie Sanders. This lady is so.
Really? That's quite an endorsement.
It is.
I had the pleasure of speaking with Judge Julie several times since 2014. I was on a Democratic fundraising committee with her back in 2019 for COVID, and I can tell you this about her. She's the real deal. So if you have a chance, go on her website, gerrymandering.com. There's a little quick 3-minute video about her, and then if you hit the menu, you can read all about her and her career and whatnot. And there's also a link to donate to her campaign. She already has an ActBlue account set up. She's good to go. But when you get a chance, a couple times between now and November, I'd really appreciate it if you put her on Super Blue. Because
we'll put her on Super Blue, man. Yeah.
Some of these people in Arkansas and Mississippi and other states may or may not do good, but I guarantee you that North Carolina is in the running for U.S. Senator.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
There are 6, according to our recent polls here, and I work on 2 Democratic committees, so I get pulled at all the time. But just to let you know, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada are all on the map.
On the map
right now.
They are. And they're all within our grasp. I'm looking at Wisconsin and I'm looking at Pennsylvania for sure. I mean, we have a distinct possibility there.
And there's 4 or 5 more that are within reach. I think it was 538 came out and said possible 10 to 12 pickups. I am, and as you know, I'm a very positive guy, but when it comes to picking races, I'm very conservative because I got bit in the butt on the last one.
You got to be.
As you remember, with Cal.
You got to be realistic about it. You have to know what you're up against.
I mean, we had a shot. We had a 6-point lead a week ago and ended up losing by 2 points. So you never know.
Yeah.
But I think this time we got a shot, and it's very realistic. So I'll wait till you bring up the Super Blue, and I can tell you some stories about Miss Beasley.
We'll do that.
Fine woman,
We will do that.
young lady at SueBeasley.com, and I'm rooting for it. God, we need a Democratic leader in this state.
I know how you feel, brother. Same way down here in Texas, man. It's like, come on. You know, I got a long way to wait. My best hope is to get rid of Greg Abbott this time, and my congressman.
We have reached out to our governor because we have a Democratic governor, but we're in a state like you where we have a Republican House and Senate that's just way right.
We've got a Republican, and they've gerrymandered this state so bad it's pitiful. I was talking to. Go ahead.
I have one last thing to say. We have our Democratic committee statewide. I'm just in a region in the southeast. I just handle the tri-state area down there. 3 counties, but our state committee has reached out to Beto's campaign to reach out and help him with phone calls and stuff like that. So,
Beto's doing an outstanding job down there.
We want Texas to have a Democratic governor.
We are and we have a shot this time because the Republicans have really shot themselves in the foot down here in Texas. I mean, we look terrible. Everything from our governor, our lieutenant governor, our attorney general, our senators, our congressmen. It's a total embarrassment, and the people of Texas are about tired of it. And I was talking to I mentioned the other day I talked to David Collins, a guy down here in Corpus, who was trying to get hold of me, and he has an idea about how to screw him over. Yeah, Michael Cloud, my congressman, who is just as much of an ass licker for Donald Trump as you could possibly get. That's all he lives for, is to please his master. And there are other Republicans running against him, and we could vote in the Republican primary for a lesser evil than Michael Cloud is to get his ass out. The other day, I was on the show Friday, I think, and I had mentioned David's Facebook page, which I made a mistake in giving you the address to, if some of y'all might have found out. But if you're on Facebook, you could go to Democracy, the number 4, TX 27. That's my district. That's Democracy for TX 27. And take a look at his Facebook page over there. Give him a like if you want to. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But we're trying to get people here in District 27 motivated. Just to, it is, as David and I were talking, it's damn near impossible to get a Democrat elected in my district. We are that gerrymandered. My district goes damn near up to Austin, which, if you know how big Texas is, that's a long-ass way from me. And it's just a little old piece that goes up there to make sure that catches all these little Republican townships all the way up there. And that's how they dilute the Democratic vote, and they guarantee themselves a Republican congressman. They
Bill
cheat.
Jones seems to be come back in, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Bill Jones has to come back in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's been discorded.
Oh, Travis must be having difficulty down there. Let me see if we can get him back in here. There he is. There he is.
Welcome back.
Yeah, Discord loves me again. That's okay.
Let me see if
Anyway, so you guys have an open primary down there?
Yes, we have an open primary here in Texas, which means that anybody, you can vote in any primary you want. So if you were a Democrat and wanted to vote in the Republican primary, you can do that. And
well, that's a good opportunity for the Democrats to go out and get rid of the.
That's the plan. That's the plan for Democrats here in District 27 to go out and vote in the Republican primary. As a matter of fact, for anybody here in the district, let me get his name up here because we got one for you. There, when you're looking at a situation that, like I said, regardless of what you do, you're not going to get a Democrat elected in your county, in your district. I mean, let me find it. Nothing ever works. Anyway, David did his research. Damn it, nothing ever works when you want it to.
Yeah.
Really? Do I got to spit on everything just to get the damn page to turn? Yes, let me see. This guy's name is Andrew Alvarez. Now, he's a Republican. He is a moderate Republican. He is for the legalization of marijuana. He is a compromise. He says he one of his slogans is "Compromise is not a four-letter word." He's a moderate Republican who would be a whole lot better than Michael Cloud, the disgusting little maggot that we have right now. And that's what's so pitiful. So yes, in an open primary, you could do that. Now in the general election, well, then you go vote your Democratic ticket. But it's an effort to get Michael Cloud off the ticket as a whole, because he has disgraced himself here. He's one of the 147 that objected to the certification. He is one of 21 that refused to give the Capitol Police officers the gold medal for their actions on that day. He has got his lips firmly planted on Donnie's ass. The day after the insurrection, on his Twitter feed, his last message was, "Follow me to Parler." So that tells you everything you need to know about Michael Cloud. In my book, he's a traitor. He's an insurrectionist, and by the 14th Amendment, should not be in office. Should not be. Right. He should be denied that right to hold that office.
There's one word that's not being. There's one word not being used enough in this family or amongst these people that are described in the GOP is treachery. It's treachery.
It's treachery. It's treasonous. It's treasonous.
No, it's not only that. You should have his retirement doc.
That's what we're looking at here. In insurrection, an attempted coup. And what we saw physically on January 6th is just part of it. That's just part of the fucking shit. Are you shitting me? All of it, all the major workings was behind the scenes with these congressmen, these people that were attempting to actually do it, to stop the vote, to throw it back to the House of Representatives. Hell, they even had electors, fake electors, ready to go. Filed the fake documents for the fake electors. You know, this conspiracy went deep.
The Republican
and that's what
Party,
worries me about. what worries me about 2022 is how deep does it go? How deep is it currently?
Yeah.
Have you got it all? Are you on top of it all? Because 2022 may be rigged.
It's the old thing of what did you know and when did you know it thing. I forgive me, I don't want to be rude here because Tracy joined us. Tracy, are you with us?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Tracy. How are you?
Well, hey y'all, I was listening earlier before I called in, and I was listening to my science, my climate change lecture,
right?
And I turned it off because it might as well have been the Peanuts cartoon teacher going wah 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 wah.
Message wasn't coming through, huh? Wah 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 wah.
Wah wah. And so I'm like, okay, I will have to, because it was the math, and she was going over all these fucking equations, and I'm like, I took this class because I'm thinking first of all, it's a 100 level course, which means we're talking freshman level.
Right.
So I'm thinking it shouldn't be difficult. Like the first quiz and the first was easy. I mean, basically we listened to the lecture,
right?
We did a little reading and answered questions. I'm like, well, if the rest of the semester's like this, I'm golden.
Good to go.
She straight flipped the goddamn script and threw in math and did not give us any information on how to do the damn math. I'm like, okay, good. So, and now this other question, she did warn me when I went for office hours. She said, yeah, there's gonna be more math. I'm like, well, bitch, are you gonna make sure we have examples? I didn't call her bitch.
I didn't think you did, but
still, I can't stand professors who assume that everybody is on the same level when it comes to certain things like math.
On any subject, baby, you cannot assume everybody's on the same level.
Because I told her, I said, sweetheart, the last time I did math was in the last century. The last time I did math was in the 20th century.
I haven't done math since they came up with the calculator.
Okay, that part. It's like...
That's where I do my math.
It's like, oh my God. But other than that, I'm fucking peachy keen.
Good.
And
Good.
I just want... I'm listening, you guys are talking about these goddamn treasonous, treacherous traitors.
That's them. That's them.
The triple T, and I'm like, these motherfuckers. But I guess coming from the black gaze, it's like, I'm so tired of white people getting away with shit. It is more exhausting because I see how the criminal justice system, or injustice system rather, treats black people. And I'm like, I just wish, in this case, I wish all the insurrectionists were black because they will all be in jail right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if it had been a Black Lives Matter rally that had turned into that, you know what it would have been. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
It would have gone that far for the Black Lives Matter. I mean, but like I said, like somebody was saying about, time, right. It takes time to do this. I'm like,
let me see if I can do this.
Uh-oh.
David, are you there? Okay, I'm on the air, brother.
Hey, John.
Hello.
I'll tell Travis to look. Oh, yeah, I got your tag. I'll tell him.
Hey, John.
Yes, dear.
I'm going to go ahead and sign off.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And don't forget my Ginger's Ranch show tomorrow.
Okay, Ginger's Ranch show tomorrow. Tell people what time you'll be on. What, on Facebook, right?
Yes, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
1 p.m. Standard Time tomorrow. Ginger's Ranch show. Look for it on Facebook, baby.
Yep.
Well, thank you for being here, darling. We appreciate it.
Okay,
Ginger, thank you for your voice, baby.
Okay, bye, Ginger. Okay, bye-bye.
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 Yes, Bill.
I was saying,
Yes, Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. I just wanted to say a couple of things, and I let you all go. I'm getting all kinds of feedback in my ear.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Good.
Anyway, well, I think Ardessa and Tracy, when their mic was on, something was reverberating, and I couldn't hear nothing. Or I mean, that other gal that was on. It was Ginger.
Yeah.
Ginger and Tracy.
Ginger,
I was getting feedback from one of them. Anyway. Just check your Discord.
I will indeed.
Message and see if you get that thing on Terry Beasley. If you do, great. If you don't, let me know and I'll resend it to you.
All righty.
And when you decide to do a Super Blue, let me know. Or, give me a quick text and say, hey, we're doing Super Blue for Terry. Let me know and I'll come on and I'll tell you some interesting stories about that lady. She is, what a candidate, buddy. We got lucky.
Well, outstanding. We'll do a 2 for Blue for it. See if we can't get some help.
This is in North Carolina. Where about North Carolina?
This is in the whole state of North Carolina. She's a U.S. Senate candidate.
Oh, cool, because my mom is in Fayetteville.
Well, she might know Judge Beasley. Judge Beasley started out as a what do you call it? Not a prosecutor, a public defender. That's where she started her law career, in Fayetteville. And then she moved to Raleigh, became a judge in 1999 or 1996. Was promoted to the North Carolina Supreme Court in 2014. And as of 2018, she has been the Chief Justice. She just stepped down at the end of December and announced she's running for U.S. Senate. And I'm on one of her committees, and as well as the state committee for strategy for the Democratic Party. And I'm going to be working my ass off her starting March 1st. So she's a great candidate. You can look her up at terrybeasley.com. That's CHERIBEASLEY. Terry Beasley. She's a wonderful lady. She's 27 years on.
Well, Bill, we want to thank you for working so hard for her. And Bill, Bill has been so active in his area down there in North Carolina in politics. It's so easy for anybody to get involved and be helpful. All you have to do is call your local Democratic headquarters and tell them, hey, I'm thinking about coming down there and see what y'all are talking about. And they will just love to have you. Let me catch up with a few thank yous real quick. Okay. Let me thank Catman 56, my buddy Keith, who 21 minutes ago, I'm sorry, Keith, came in with a $5 donation and said, being an older vet and wiser, we have seen this shit before. I served as a black man for Americans together. What we see today is Trump crimes and Putin. Yeah, it's a different world, Keith. Hoorah, brother. It is a different world we live in nowadays. Lines aren't so clear anymore for these Republicans. And Diana Mallory, bequeather of the cone, came back with another $10 and said, if President Obama would have left office with half the crimes that 45 has committed, they would have already been charged and thrown in jail. And that is a true statement. It is a true statement. Had Barack Obama done half of what we know this asshole to have done, are you shitting me? The Republicans would have nailed him to the cross and crucified his ass. They would have had him under the jail forever. They would have denigrated him forever. And that's, that's what I believe it's going to have to come down to that. The Republican Party at some point, when you can start to see the cracks, it's going to have that reckoning within itself. This is a battle for our democracy, and it's hinging on a bunch of lunatics that want a king. And when you get down to the percentages, those hardcore maggots are not that many. I believe 30-something% at the best. You can't win a presidency with 30% unless you're rigging it up somehow, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying that battle that right now is being set up in the Republican Party, that's what's going to make or break it. is just how many Republicans will stand up against this bullshit when there's more and more of it every day. You know, when there's been so much, and then all of a sudden here comes the tax company, and well, we're not going to stand behind him anymore. He lied to us for the last 10 years, so you know his creditors are going to be able to call that shit in. Lord have mercy, I've lost everybody except you, Tracy. I got you, baby.
Well, hey, well, you know, like I said, I'm listening. I guess what's so terrifying is the fact that, you know, we have people who are Republicans that have common sense, you know, or whatever, you know, you want to call them, you know, moderate Republicans or anything like that. However, they don't, until they speak up against the, you know, instead of the orange shit thing, then you're complicit.
Yes.
You're fucking complicit. You know,
you're actively seeking to support him.
Right. You are supporting treason.
Exactly.
You are supporting
that is the way I look at it. If you are still supporting Trump at this point, no.
No. There's nothing I can hear. I can't hear you. Yeah. Again, we're back to the Peanuts cartoon teacher or adults. Wah, 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 wah.
Hey, it's that old thing. I can explain it to you. I can't understand it for you. They just, you can't make them understand. They're lost in this blindness of hatred. It's not, you know, I don't think it's so much about the love for Trump as it is the hate for us.
It's about the blind hate.
Yeah, it's blind hate. They'll follow him for anything. Yeah.
I mean, look what's happening, you know, this is one of the things that drives me crazy about, you know, when they call something a hate crime and all the hoops you have to jump through.
For something that, for a lot of us, is obvious.
Sure? Are you sure it was a hate crime? Let's see.
Yeah.
3 men chased down this young man and shot him.
Yep. Yeah. Had they done that, had he been had Ahmaud Arbery been white, do you think they would have done that? No.
And that's the question. It's like, and when they say, "Oh, that you know, Tamir Rice, God, there's just too many."
You know, now, it is the disparity in treatment. And another little story I saw that just goes, really? I don't know how to take it because there's two things involved in it. And that is the story of the Olympics right now with the Russian girl that...
the Russian girl that they're still debating.
Yes. Well, she's allowed to compete, but she won't be medaling. There won't be a medal ceremony if she takes first place, but she's being allowed to compete. Now, I don't, and forgive me because I don't remember the young lady's name.
The sister in the Summer Olympics?
Yes, the runner, the one that smoked the pot. Yes, when her mother died. And pot, not exactly known for a performance-enhancing drug.
The only thing it enhances for pot does is enhancing your ass stuck to the couch.
That's about it.
Doritos.
That's about it. You're putting Doritos and donuts in your mouth. She was disqualified in the Olympics, and she put out a tweet, and I'm just to paraphrase the last part of it is because it's the difference is that she's a white Russian, and the young lady, the runner here in the United States, was a black female. Well, that's the difference in how they're. But now I want to cut that with the fact that the truth of the story is that the American Olympic Committee, what's her name, Tracy? I'm sorry. Do you know the runner?
I don't remember her name.
Yeah, okay.
But I know.
Yeah, and forgive me for not knowing. But she was a young black woman. She's on the Olympics. Had made the team. Her mother passed away while she was home. I guess she got high, and because of that, she was prevented from competing, but she was stopped by the American Committee, not the Olympic Committee, the International Committee. She was prevented by the American Committee.
You mean it was in the IOC? It was the AOC?
It was the AOC. It was the American conference that prevented her from going.
Ooh,
Now,
motherfuckers.
to put it on in respect, the Russian Olympic Committee should have stopped this young girl from even participating because they knew she was dirty, but they didn't.
Right.
So the question becomes, why does the letting her proceed, knowing now again it's a tough story. She's 15 years old. You know, she's not out there making these decisions for herself. Her handlers, the people around her, her trainers, they're the ones that did what they did and gave her what, at 15 years old, 14, 15, I don't think she's talking about, she's not running the show. She put her hands in, so it's a scandal on a lot of sides. But it does highlight the American runner being disqualified for THC. Really?
John?
Yes, Bill.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, three quick things. One, don't forget about Sarah Beasley. Check your DN.
Got it written down right here.
Okay. Right. Number two. All this message, all blue dots. Just keep telling the truth and keep debunking the lies. The Republicans are self-imploding.
Oh man.
Self-imploding right now. They're fighting each other. So if we just tell the truth, debunk the lies, we're going to win this thing. And we all have issues, but the most important issue is to vote blue because we're voting for democracy. These guys are in 49 states. They already have 33 bills passed to stop our vote. Our vote's important.
Yes.
So get your butt out and vote and take somebody with you. And,
Always.
I'll talk to you next time. Take care, guys.
All right, Bill.
By the way, you have got Keith and Ardessa with their hand up in the audience, by the way.
I'll yeah. Let me see if I can get. Oh, Ardessa was in here.
Always a pleasure, and thank you, John, for letting me give you that info about Terry. He's a good candidate.
Well, Bill, anytime. We appreciate your voice in this fight. We appreciate the fact that you are so involved in the Democratic machine out there in North Carolina. Brother, we always appreciate that.
Well, after all those years in the federal government, I got bored to death, so I decided to do something with my time.
I know it. Anyway, Bill, thank you so much, brother.
Yep. Be safe, y'all. We're going to win this thing.
We are.
Bill.
That's our job, baby.
Alrighty.
It's our job.
That's it.
And let
Take
me.
care, y'all.
All right, Bill. Take care. And let me send out a big thank you to Keith Beal, and I know that's Keith and Kathy. They just sent in a $20 donation. Keith?
Hi.
Thank you very much, brother.
How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. How are you? How's Kathy?
We're fine. Kathy's downstairs making dinner.
Well, lucky you.
And I can't hang out for long, but I just wanted to tell everybody that I really like you guys. You make my day.
You like us?
Yeah,
Really?
If I'm not,
What the hell for?
If I'm not there, know that I'm listening.
Brother, we're so glad you are.
Nice to know.
So,
Are you having trouble down there?
Look.
Yeah, I see you in there. I'm sorry, I'm discussing things with my technical advisor. Oh, yeah, and then you disappear.
Well, no, now I'm back.
I've been watching that all evening. You've been in, out, in, out.
You sound like every now and then I hear like an artifact or like auto-tune, robots, and then you'll come in for a little bit and then you're gone. So
Having technical difficulties between his system and mine.
I don't know what's going on.
hello, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am sorry, Johnny Fly. I've been so busy trying to watch it because Travis just came up here and tell me, and it just now happened again. This whole show, Travis is in the room. I can see him there, and I'm expecting him to control the room. But he's there right now, and then all of a sudden he'll be gone, and then he comes back in the room and he's gone. So he's just it's a note, and you're gone again.
That's the latest magic trick, I guess.
And you're back again.
I'm gonna unplug my router. It
There
won't
he
work
is.
the show. I'm gonna try to unplug my router and see if that helps.
All righty,
Tonight.
Johnny Fly, how you been doing, brother?
I am doing great. I am so excited that Donald Trump is having so much trouble.
Oh, isn't it so sad?
Oh,
I was heartbroken today. You know, I was thinking,
telling ya.
the guy's under so much pressure. You know, things are getting rough. All his buddies seems to be turning against him now, and all of a sudden his tax company is choking him off, man. You know, his banks are going to want to call in the loans. You know, his daughter probably not finding him as sexy as he used to be. You know, he's probably he's having a hard time.
Yeah, they're like all back. They're like all back to jumping ship now. I love it.
I think we're going to start seeing more and more of it. I do.
Yeah, Sidney Powell's backpedaling already.
Is she? Really?
Yes, she is.
Let's start that backpedaling, baby.
It could have been some lies.
And did you see, John? Did you see also? I was watching on CNN how China's treating the LGBTQ community.
Say that again now.
I said, did you see how China? I came on CNN today. How China is treating the LGBTQ community over there.
Yes.
They first of all, they're censoring shows. What was it, Three's Company or something?
No, not Three's Company. It was Friends. Friends are very popular.
Okay,
in reruns out there.
Well,
they blocked out where I don't know what the character's name was, is explaining that his ex-wife is a lesbian. Yes. In China just cut that right out. Don't want no talk about no lesbians over there. So, yeah, that's part of it. Yes, China is they're terrible on their LGBTQ.
See, that's what would have happened.
They have a lot of problems.
If Donald Trump would have been reelected, that's what they'd be attacking next, the LGBT community in America and all over. So, and also there was a guy they interviewed. They had to blur his face out because he didn't want to be recognized in China. But
right.
Yeah, they're doing all this stuff. Yeah, doing all this stuff against it. What is the point? I don't understand. They want you to think the way they want you to think, and not, you know what I'm saying? What is the point? Why attack the LGBTQ?
Well, because it's commonly known and commonly accepted, and we all know it, that there are no gay people in China.
Of course not. I keep forgetting that. I'm glad you reminded me.
Yeah, there are none. You know, there's just none. They don't exist there. They don't have any. It's an American thing, and that's all it is to it. And it's ridiculous on its face.
Oh, and by the way, it doesn't. LGBTQ people don't exist in the black community because, according to my mother, when I, told her about Janet and I, she straight out said, "Oh, that's a white thing." She turned you out. I'm like,
she thinks your wife. She thinks your wife turned you gay.
Yes, I'm like.
Well, Tracy, did she?
No,
oh, I
guess I was all. But it has nothing to do with being.
No, it doesn't.
It's who you are.
Love is love, baby. That's what that is. It's not up to you, really.
Sexuality and gender is, along with race, is a fucking social construct.
It's an asterisk, baby. It's an asterisk. They want to compartment. You are a black female lesbian. That's your title.
Well, no, actually not
cab driver.
Lesbian. I do not consider myself lesbian. I consider myself queer. So I mean, but that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing, because it's like not so much a lesbian. Now my wife, straight up lesbian. She came out of the womb. Girl, she came out of the womb with Doc Martens on. I'm telling you.
Oh, I love you, Tracy.
Well, awesome. Thank you, baby. I mean, it's just, I did I ever thank you. Did I ever tell you guys what my wife used to call me, what she called me when we first got together? She called me a dykeling.
A dykeling?
Oh,
really?
That's a good word.
Dykeling.
I haven't learned that one. I haven't heard that one.
You know what I don't understand, John? It's why can't when I was involved in a right-wing fundamentalist church, and they're definitely anti-gay, but they always think they're expert psychologists. They said, well, you were gay because your mother was dominant and your dad was not so dominant. And that's the truth. My mom wore the pants in the family. But still, if that's the case, why didn't my brother or sister?
Look right at him in the eyeball and go, nope, God did it. You want to blame him? You want to blame somebody? Blame God. God did it.
Oh my God!
From your book to my ears, God controls everything. So you're gonna.
There was this brother. I listened to this radio station, this progressive black radio station out here in LA, and he was talking about. So he is born and raised in Bakersfield. Not a whole lot of black people in Bakersfield, and so. But he used to do stuff with the, evangelical church, right? He's like, there's no other way to say it, but I'll say white evangelical, even though evangelical is synonymous with white people. But anyway,
mostly.
He was saying, mostly.
I would say more than mostly, but go ahead.
More than mostly.
Yeah.
But so he was saying how, he had been working with this church for years. Whenever he would do, homeless ministries and drugs, all sorts of stuff,
Right.
Everything was fine until November 2008, baby, when Barack Hussein Obama became the president-elect of the United States of America, and then come January 2009, because all of a sudden the conversations were changing. He's like, they were like, I don't know about this. I don't like the direction that he's taking the country in. And he's like, he just got elected.
Yeah.
So what?
Let him get in the office.
Direction?
Yeah.
what
it started the minute he entered the race.
Right.
It did.
And he, this is a black man who basically spent a lot of time in the white church, and he's like, I have to leave. He's like, because y'all, he's like, for the first time, because he's like, they've always been racist, motherfuckers. But he's like, he didn't see it. He's got, there's a lot of black people, and my mother included,
right,
that get wrapped up in these churches. And it's like, I'm like, y'all, you talk about, listening to these people and drinking the damn Kool-Aid, which is a terrible thing to say. But I'm like, y'all, are you kidding me? They are racist. I mean, there might be, because she went last time, I haven't seen her, been to North Carolina in a minute, but she's like, wants me to go to church. I'm like, I cannot. I will not.
I couldn't anymore. Now that I've been, over my lifetime, I've been to church 100. I've been baptized 4 times. I've tried it, but I just, I'm too freaking old nowadays. I don't believe the story. I wish I did. I say this all the time. I wish I had that confidence and that I don't know what it is that they say that they're saved, they're going to heaven.
Right. Well, and I just, because it wasn't that I can't go to church. I just refuse to go to an event. I used to tell a Reverend Robin show, evil genital.
Evangelical.
I say evil genitals because their genitals are evil.
Nothing has done more damage to the evangelical Christian right than Donald Trump. When they decided to accept him into their fold and followed him and voted for him, I'm sorry, you just threw all that evangelical religion shit right out the freaking window, and I really don't give a shit what excuse you use to justify it. You can't in my book. You're not a Christian and follow Donald Trump. One of those statements is true. You get to pick which one it is, but not both of them are true. And I have a lot of them in my family that claim to be both. And I say it all the time. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. You can pick one or the other. You're either a Trumper or you're a Christian because you cannot be both. He is an evil, disgusting. Let me catch up here real quick because Wendy S. Rods came in with a $20 donation a little while ago. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. And my buddy Catman56 came back with another donation and said, this has to be played, John. And you know what Keith is talking about. Let me get one more because Michael James just came in the room and donated $20. Y'all are being kind tonight. Thank you very much. Michael James came in with $20 and said, spirituality is a relationship with the divine. Religion is crowd control. Indeed. I've said it all the time. You don't need a God to believe in religion. It's outside your back door. You want to see something amazing? Go look at a tree. Anyway, where was I? I'm sorry. Yes, we have to play it because sometime during the show we get a big smile out of it. Let me see. Who can we dedicate this to?
I know what you mean.
Who can we dedicate it to?
Dedicate what to?
This song.
Ron Johnson.
Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Song?
Ron
Shut the
Johnson.
fuck up. Ron Johnson? Running for Senate in Wisconsin? That guy needs to...
That guy.
I just need you to shut the fuck up.
He is a jackass.
You bitch.
He is, isn't he?
Shut the fuck
Oh,
up,
Lord.
bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Shut the fuck up,
If we
bitch.
can't
Shut
beat
the fuck
him,
up, bitch. Bow, bow, shut the fuck up.
we need to get off the dance floor.
Bow, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Bow, bow,
know what,
shut the
John?
It's
fuck
got
up.
such a catchy tune, man. I swear, I just want to grab my
No, and
knife
it's
and
such.
get out on the dance floor, man.
Person.
I love the harmony.
Yes, they do it so
Yeah.
well.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And he deserves it.
After the whole you know what?
But
When it started going wrong for black people with the evangelicals, 2004 election.
Yeah.
And when they, when all these black people, all of a sudden y'all anti-abortion because, it's genociding black people. No, it is not. But so all these black churches started went and voted for Bush because, anti-abortion. And again, my mother was one of them. And I'm like,
right.
I just, I just can't, because we had this argument before about abortions. And I said, Mom, listen, I can't wrap your head around this. So you rather somebody give birth who is, poor or who should not be a parent. Or we have programs down here. I said, Mama, let's be real. I said, these people care more about the fetuses than they care about the actual baby. Because if they cared about the actual baby,
they're pro-birth. That's what they are. They're not pro-life. They're pro-birth.
They are pro-birth.
Yeah. Anything other than that, they're not interested.
If they were so, pro-life, then why did they get rid of the child credit or tax thing?
There you go. Why do they want to get rid of the child tax credit? Which helps children get out of poverty, which puts food on the table for many families. We don't want to take care of them. Let them pull them up by their bootstraps. Are you shitting me? We can't feed them all. They got to do it. Yeah, that's the Republicans. That's them. They are so pro-life and they will fight for that birth. Kids. But as soon as that baby's born, piss off. Get on down the road. We don't need nothing.
Pull them up. Hey, John, have you ever? Because now this is the Black Studies portion of the program. Have you ever heard of a sister named Kim Johnson? Don't be upset.
Johnson.
Don't feel bad if you haven't heard of her.
The only, I know it's wrong. The only Kim Johnson comes to mind.
Kim Jones. Wait, Kim Jones.
Kim Jones.
She's a sister. She's, in a Black Lives Matter advocate, and she was having this moment on national television because, this conversation about how, about the uprising.
Right.
And so she had gotten all this money together. This happened in Atlanta. There was there was looting and stuff like that. And so she got all this money together to clean up her neighborhood, which was basically a black part.
Right.
Of Atlanta. And so then, but no, she only got 4 people to show up. Conversely, there was, I guess, like in Buckhead or whatever, a part where more upperly mobile black folks were, and they were doing that what some black people do. Why are you tearing up your own neighborhoods and all this? Baby, I'm going to send you. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this. I'm going to send you, let's see, nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to send you the link so you can listen. And if you play, I would love one day. I want you to listen to it first. But But basically, she's saying, about the bootstraps, and this is her commentary was, "Fuck y'all," It was like she said, we've been playing. This is how she wrote it out. Picture this: we have been playing Monopoly for 400 years, but yet the black people haven't gotten any money, right?
No,
and then
no property
400
either.
years, no property, nothing.
No,
we built your wealth. We built the wealth of this country on our back, right?
Yes, indeed.
And so then, when we get our own communities, Rosewood and Tulsa, we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. We did what we were supposed to do. And what do y'all motherfuckers do? You come and burn it down. You drop bombs on it.
History is not pretty, baby. No.
Well, they didn't want to see. They didn't want to see them get ahead. It's like they were doing well, and next thing you know, we can't stand that.
Oh Lord! I saw a little story on shit. I forgot what channel I was watching, and I can't remember the people's name that was involved in this. And I want to say it was up in. I want to say Wisconsin, Minnesota, somewhere up in there. There was a town, and forgive me again, all I know is the story. I'm not good for details. There was a town up there on a lake that was spectacular and beautiful. And back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, it was a haven for black families, the whole town. And it was wonderful. It was a vacation spot. Everybody just had a great time. And then over the years, white people moved in, basically, and decided to take over. And and now they are trying to find black families that are willing to come back into this area to regenerate it into the societal impact that it had back then. It was a wonderful story. I wish I could relate more about it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just one of those little stories you catch that, that there are, there's so much in this country that is wrong, but there is at the same time so much that is good. That we have progressed far, so much farther than what it appears sometimes that we do, because in this portion of our history right now, the maggots and the racists and the bigots and everything have been allowed that license by Donnie to come back out of the woodwork and expose themselves again, and here we are in the middle of shit again.
Well, you know what, John, more than ever, especially this primary and for the presidential election, the primary is going to set things up, I believe, for the presidential election.
It is.
So more than ever, we have to do what we can and vote blue, because I think some people are beginning to see who has sanity as far as the party goes. The Republican Party has been corrupted by the orange asshole, okay? And it needs a makeover. It needs a makeover. And until they get ahead and get their head screwed on straight, we need to have
out
the
of their ass. What the Republicans need to do is to campaign on what they're the best at. Patriotism, baby. They sell it like popcorn. It's on every bumper sticker, wave the flag and all that. It's hard to sell that when day by day the news is showing you to be a traitor, that you turned your back on your country.
John, what is their definition of patriotism?
That's exactly right. To them, it's a bumper sticker. And when I say them, I'm talking about maggots. I'm talking about the maggot class, the bigoted assholes who are never going to change their mind about shit. They're the ones with the rebel flag sticker on their pickup truck and saying the South will rise again. Those kind of people. You're never going to reach them. Forget them. They're maggots. They were cockroaches before Trump came along. And the sad thing about cockroaches is you cannot get rid of them. They will be around forever. They hide under rocks and they get in the dark until they shine a light on them, and then they all scatter like cockroaches.
Scatter.
Yes. And Trump was the darkness for them. He provided the darkness, the ill will that allowed them to creep out of their little holes and feel free to be assholes across the country and to show their racism and their bigotry. And the only way to combat that is with true patriotism, true belief in the belief that this country, by our own founding documents, guarantees the liberties for all of us, and that means every freaking buddy with no asterisks on anybody's ass. You know, I don't want an asterisk. You're American. That's what you are. What are you, Black American, White American? Are you gay American? Are you transgender American? Are you Asian American? Are you German American? No, baby. That's the one thing about this country is you can come here from anywhere and become an American. I cannot go to I don't know.
Germany?
I can't go to Germany and become a German. No. You know, I
sure as fuck can't go to China and become Chinese.
No, I can't become Chinese. You know, you can't go anywhere in this world and become another nationality. But you can come to America and you become an American, because that's what that is what the whole idea of America was. It still is in my book. It's a melting pot. It's where we can come. Give us your huddled masses, that kind of thing. We all came here from immigrants. Everybody here came from somebody else. If you're not Native American, you're an immigrant, and you weren't invited when you first got here. You know, it's that kind of thing. That, you know, is what I'm talking about when I say the Republicans have something to e pluribus and all the cliche. Excuse me while I let my tongue catch up.
Okay.
The patriotism of this country is to stand up for the true beliefs of it, and believing in the founding documents. When it says that we the people, that means all of us are guaranteed.
Yes, it does.
Yes, that's it. It's all of us. And if somebody you're talking to says everybody except them, I don't care what the next word is. They're wrong. They're an asshole. They're a dick. Because you can't put a qualifier on this.
Holy shit! Check this out.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Here's a good thing. So remember,
good.
Last year when we filed our taxes.
Yeah.
And if you got unemployment like I did in 2020, they took away $10,000 of that. Well, I had already filed my taxes before they passed that law, and so I just got that money back.
You just get a little bit more. Ka-ching, baby. There you go.
I just got a check for
Hey. Outstanding, baby.
Awesome.
Outstanding.
That's nice.
Dinner.
So when do we all?
Yeah, Mama's going to
when are we
expect
all
dinner.
going out
You know, Mama's going to expect dinner. There's going to be a dinner involved.
I'm taking her. Next month in March.
Yeah.
I'm taking her to Vegas for her birthday.
Oh, baby.
We got not tickets, Lord Jesus. We got reservations for Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen at Caesar's Palace.
Oh, that ought to be entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
That could be.
We're gonna, Tracy. Here I thought you were gonna take us all out to dinner.
No. I love y'all, but no.
You know, I've been on Robin Kincaid's show for so many times.
I'm a selfish bitch when it comes to stuff like that.
I should not have to reiterate the fact that I do carry bags. You should know that. I've mentioned it many times to available Rick. You know, I'm available.
Yep.
If you need somebody carried in bags, I'm ready. I'd love to go. Last time I was in Las Vegas was 1970 something, and they were little numbers. That was the last time I was in Vegas.
Lord, yeah.
I miss California. I've missed it ever since I left there. I loved it. You know, it was back in the early 70s. It was the place to be, man.
Speaking of Southern California in the 70s, we haven't had a chance to go see it. I'm hoping it will start streaming because I really don't want to go to movies. But Licorice Pizza.
I've seen the advertisement for it.
Yeah, it's basically LA in the 70s, so I'm old enough to remember LA in the 70s, but I was too young to do go to the discos because I was
it was a wild time in the early 70s. I remember I was living out in San Jose, California, around Mountain View area and all that stuff.
Do you know the way?
Oh, I love that song, baby.
Yeah, it's a good song.
There was a radio show called California Girls.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
It was a very forward, progressive station. I'm telling you. San Francisco at the time was the city of love, baby. It was
Oh yeah, hate Ashbury.
Yes, there was love all over the place. It was a beautiful place to be. I just. Never mind. I'm walking down memory lane and getting a big grin on my face. It was a great place to be. It was a different time. It was.
Charlie Manson, though.
There's always throughout history those moments in time
that was the 70s was particular, and I posit that
me want to go.
There's always been serial killers. The thing is, the difference between then and now and back then was that there was no, they didn't have the media coverage. And they didn't have the police and all these other stuff that brought attention to it. Because you cannot tell me that serial killers was a new phenomenon. Not as ugly and nasty as people are in this country, in this world. No.
That was a celebrity killing. What's her name? I read the book. I read Helter Skelter. I read the book. Oh, now I can't remember. Sharon Tate. Yes. The Sharon Tate murders in the LeBlanc family. Murdered not by Charlie Manson, but by his followers.
His acolytes. And this is what we have to. This is why when he finally goes to court and they start trying him on crime. Well, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
However they got Charlie Manson's raggedy ass in jail. That's the same thing they need to do to him.
Yeah. There's where there's a will, there's a way, baby.
I understand, John, that the committee has a hell of a lot of documentation already on Trump. How many papers and stuff?
Oh, they're gathering more information every damn day.
Yeah.
You take the documents thing alone and let it stand on its own merit. Look at the hypocrisy of what he screamed about Hillary Clinton, and he even said in a speech before getting elected that it was federal law. You have to follow federal law. It's the law. You have to keep the documents. Well, he knew it. He's a crook. That's
why. Well, John, if I may, this is why. If you remember years ago, Jimmy Swaggart, the preacher.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, he was out there. I remember he'd go to crusades, and I have to admit, when I was involved in the church, I went to one of his crusades in Philadelphia.
Right.
But he every time, those, I used to love it, and he'd say those homosexuals. He
homosexuals? What is that, a breakfast cereal?
Homosexual.
Start your day with homosexuals.
That's how he talked. But he'd always
homosexuals.
These homosexuals are going to hell and this and that. Well, hell, was it a few years later? Well, he was in a hotel room.
Oh, Lordy. You're not talking about Shorty up in Oklahoma. I can't remember the guy's real name, but his nickname was Shorty.
You know what that
politician, Republican.
But you know what that Well, you know what that tells me, John?
But
when these people, whether it's Donald Trump or preacher, whatever, when they talk the loudest about sin, they need to be pointing the other fingers at themselves, because they're guilty of something if they have the time.
It is.
Yeah, that's how it turns out all the time.
Yeah.
It's a trait of Trump. Whatever he's accusing you of doing, he's doing it. He's doing it, and he's doing it right out there in front of God and everybody, but accusing you. So you have to spend all the time going, hey, wait, it wasn't me. I didn't do that shit. That was him. No, you're defending her. It gets up into this bullshit, and that's exactly what he thrives on.
Exactly.
They do it so much that it makes you look bad pointing it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
you
it's like calling him a liar every time he lies. After a while, it's like boring because everybody knows. Are you paying attention to what he's saying? Nah, he's lying, but who cares?
Oh, so there's this black actress. I forget early today.